Hey guys, it's Lord here, back again with another review. This should have already been up, but like a moron, I deleted my original recording of this review. I swear to God, someone was pulling some stupid-ass Jedi mind trick from my window and fucked with me mentally, but I digress. Either way, this is the Star Wars 40th Anniversary Black Series Darth Vader and Early Bird Kit. The Darth Vader is the best Darth Vader in the Black Series of the three. The first one's head was a little big, but I didn't mind it. The second one I never got. That was the one where he was basically vaporized by the Emperor, and then this is the really good one that everyone likes. So, and if you missed out on this, on clearance that is, because who the hell wants to pay $40? Because this thing is not worth $20, I can tell you that right now. If you missed out on this, he will be available, I believe, in a week on Force Friday in the standard box, along with some of the last Jedi figures. And possibly some other reissues, like the Stormtrooper, Snowtrooper, and AT-AT Driver. As far as I know, I'm not a Star Wars expert by any means. So, if you want to ask questions about that, go to T-Biz. But taking Darth Vader off the stand quick, we're just going to talk about the stand. Because this thing is a piece of shit. This piece here, I'm just going to break it down quick. This should not be a sticker. Look at all the seams in that. It's horrible. And there's like a big old glub up there. Just poorly executed. This sticker is a piece of shit. Okay? And at $40, that should be painted on or put on prior. There's no excuse for that. If freaking McDonald's toys do it now, why can't you? This border piece goes all the way over on both sides, connects at this middle post here. Is removable. Ooh. And of course so is the cardboard. The cardboard doesn't stay on worth dog crap. It just wants to fall off all the time. So I guess we'll just leave it like that. But this piece breaks down into a couple of sections. You got the long piece in the middle with the peg holes for the Star Wars logo. That's not lined up on mine because I can't place on stickers because I have crappy depth perception. You think about that, Hasbro? No. Freaking schmucks. You got two of these. Obviously they're mirrored, so they can attach towards the middle. Now, I don't understand this. Why don't these have a better way to hold this in place? And secondly, why does this have folds in it? That looks horrible. That box was big enough. They didn't have to do this. That, or they could have put this into separate sections. I don't know, but you got the classic Kenner style artwork from the original Early Bird Kit on there, which is nice. Especially like the Tusken Raider there, because he looked nothing like that in terms of the figure. And then on the back you have a nice retro style scene from the movie. A New Hope, of course, the X-Wing being chased down by a TIE fighter going towards the Death Star. But This should have been maybe like a plastic piece. If it was plastic, they probably could have, you know, not needed to fold it and broken up into multiple sections, like I said. And then you have this, the stand. Now, there are two different sections here. You have this section, which is just the middle part. Now, it is 2017. Can you put two pigs on the freaking bases so the figures actually have a chance in hell of staying on it? No? Well, screw you. Yeah, so that's bullshit. Whoever designed this is a boob. A complete boob. And then you have this section that's got the peg hole for the stand there. I will say you can assemble this pretty easily and take it apart just as easy. But yeah, and these pieces just connect with that little peg here, this little bar here, and then a little slot there. So yeah, the base is nothing to write home about at all. It is probably the most poorly executed thing in the Black Series since that damn Finn figure that's still hanging in Walmart. Nobody will buy it for $10. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this really awesome Black Series Vader figure, which is the reason I bought this. And this was less than $20 shipped to my house. It was about 16, 17 plus the fees. I got this off the Geeks headquarters on Instagram. Really cool dude. Check him out. Prices vary. Just depends on what week it is, I suppose. But I also got my buddy T-Biz hooked up with one of these too. So kudos to me. But this Darth Vader is the best figure in the Black Series, aside from being the best Darth Vader in the Black Series. He is just super badass and looks really, really good. Now there is like a demon-eyed version. Obviously I got the more muted red eyes. Would I have liked to seen the demon-eyed version? Absolutely, but at $16, can't complain. His cape is a little different from the first one, maybe even the Walgreens one. It doesn't have the little weights stitched into the bottom, but it pretty much just relaxes itself, and you can have him pull the Batman cape over the shoulders pose. It does get a little bunched towards the shoulders here, a little bit occasionally, but you can work with it and get it to drape properly. Other than that, he's pretty much the same as the first and second one. This hand was not on the first one. I kind of would have preferred maybe a force choke hand as opposed to a trigger finger, or an interchangeable hand of some sort. I guess you could swap them out and give the other one this hand, but yeah. And then he's got the fabric going over his armor plate there, which you can lift this up and tuck those under there. If you really wanted to, you may have to unglue this, but it can be done. You really don't need to chop these at all, I don't think. I think they'll just sit on there properly as long as you unglue this. Let's see. The helmet is fantastic. Not too big, not too small, just right, just about anyways. I mean, it's a big helmet. People are like, oh, it's too big. And then other people are like, oh, it's just right. It's like, it's a big helmet. If you put that on your noggin, your head's going to look big too. He's got a little hook here for his lightsaber, but that thing is so darn soft that's not going to happen. Luckily, I'll just have him holding his. And speaking of which, here it is. The handle down here is a little bulkier, and then there's this piece to hang it on his belt, but it just doesn't work. The blade is removable, really easy to pop out, and then just as easy to pop in. Nice snug fit, no weeble wobbles. And his hilt's a little flexible, but it's a little sturdier than, say, Darth Maul's. So articulation on this guy. He's got a rotation in the head. It's also got a ball joint. It's a little stiff at first, but once you get get it going, pose him a little bit, he will move pretty easily. His shoulders move out about that far and back down, forward, back. Single joint at the elbow with a swivel. Swivel at the wrist with a hinge. I kind of would have preferred the up and down hinge as opposed to the in and out hinge, but beggars can't be choosers. He's got a diaphragm joint. Not much going on there, but it's Darth Vader. He's not going to do any Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon poses. His hips will move that far forward and then back down. They're really tight moving forward and back, but in and out seems to be loose on a ton of these Black Series figures. Now, if they could only do what the Marvel Legends X Nilo did. Oh wait, you know I have that, but you haven't seen the review. But they went out that far. They go out farther than Spider-Man. What is this deal with Hasbro making figures go out farther than Spider-Man? He's got a double jointed knee. Kind of looks like crap, so you're going to want to do that. That looks a little better. It's a little squared off here, but it works with that knee pad piece there. And then he's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker joint. So, very, very nice Darth Vader figure. The best Darth Vader in the Black Series, and probably the best Black Series figure in my opinion. Not just because I just got it. Because even though I really liked the Tusken Raider, I still think Revan at the time was my favorite. It's because I really like that figure. But I will say all these Black Series figures have one glaring issue, and that is the ankles and the hips are way too loose. They need to tighten those up, and then they'll be damn near perfect. They just got to start doing that dot matrix thing the Marvel Legends is doing when it comes to the likenesses, which I hope they revisit and attempt on some of the older characters at some point. So Darth Vader here, I'm going to give obviously a 10 out of 10 too. This is a flawless figure outside of the standard Black Series fare. Yeah, he doesn't have double jointed elbows, but he really doesn't need them. And he can hold his lightsaber with both hands, even though he does not have that point. So I'd say pick this dude up if you can on Force Friday if you missed out, because it's the same figure. I'm not sure if it's going to be this more muted version or the demonic-eyed version, but I'd say either or is just as good. That stand, I'm not even going to count that because that thing's a piece of dog shit. And yeah, with that being said, hope you enjoyed this review, and until next time, I will catch you guys later.